Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I hope everyone and their families are doing quite well by the grace. So today's Sunday, life issues, Abrabo Mu Nsem, and the discussion is open talk. When I do life issues, Abrabo Mu Nsem with open talk, it means, we can discuss about anything, everything, with the exception of politics, religion, insults, disrespect. We are here to learn and teach from each other. So if you have anything present, you can bring it up and then we will discuss it. Within open talk, I normally will pick and choose a couple topics, a couple um, discussion, and then I will just talk about it as we go. If anybody comes about, ask questions, I will answer it to my best ability. And if I don't know it truly, I will let you know. I will get back to you. Trust me, I'll go and learn about it and come and talk about it. Um, my goal, like for me, like I love positive energy. I do not entertain or condone with negative energy because I just feel like, there are some things that we all can focus on if it has to do with relationships, marriages, um, our career path, situation. Because on social media, you meet different people, and we all have gone through different challenges, struggles, difficulties, or some people have not experienced anything at all because of their background or family that they come from. Others have gone through more than any of us have, but each one of us have the capacity to deal with whatever we have faced over the years. I mean, like broken heart, whatsoever. Everybody deal with it differently. But the one thing that I have learned over the years is that no matter what situation, circumstances, or struggles, difficulties that we faces, we can always overcome it, right? When you are down, don't stay down there. Just get up. Maybe you have gotten up 1,000 times. Do not stay down. Get on up because maybe 1,001 time is going to be your open door opportunities. Sometimes we meet people either on social media, in real life, at workplace, churches, whatsoever event, um, and that person can change your life based on what they say, what they discuss, what they talk about, and how they come to be in your life. Some people come in our life just to browse through, others come to stay, right? It's not everyone we have to uh, be friends with or we have to latch onto. Sometimes we have some women who will insert themselves in some man's life no matter what, even if they know that this person does not have feelings for them. They will force themselves to be with this person and give themselves to that person, and in hopes of that person loving them sometime, um sometime the year. What is going on here? Okay, what is this? Why is this thing here? Okay. Sometime over the years, and nothing changes, right? So We shouldn't force ourselves to be in relationship. Welcome everyone. You shouldn't force yourself to be with anyone who does not want to be with you. You're right, hon?
Yeah.
Okay. To be with you or to stay with someone who does not value you, right? The first thing we need to do in our life, it don't matter whichever gender. I'm speaking with both gender. Always prioritize yourself no matter what. Take care of you because I have said this many times in most of my live stream videos that if you don't take care of you, trust me, no one else will. Whatever trauma we have experienced, whatever situation we have gone through or going through now, or our outbringing, most of the things that has happened and gone, there's nothing we can do to change it. We cannot stop time. Time will keep moving forward. We cannot catch up with time. So things that we don't have control of it, we just need to move on, do the best that we can, and live our life to the fullest. Akrabo, Yakubu to saying, it's good to see you. So we just need to do our very best, right? We don't need to prove ourselves to nobody, right? We don't need to copy anyone. We don't need to do any unnecessary comparison, unnecessary competition. I mean, like a lot of people are where they are because they cannot think for themselves. They always, forever, being a follower, and they don't make good decisions or healthy decisions. They always, going about and uh, listening to garbage, like negativity, things that will not benefit them. I'm not about that. I'm all about moving forward, growth, and change. Because as the years comes about, things that we have learned to know 10 years ago is totally different from today. Things has definitely changed. Even how some parents raise their kids. I'm a parent, so it's like um, I have taken on most of my parents, parenting when we were growing up. And there are some things that I have learned on my own that I'm implementing with my kids. Like most Ghanaians in here, y'all know if I'm lying about this. Most Ghanaian children, men and women, boys, girls, back in the days, we grew up, being fearful of our fathers because some mothers would like, make the fathers, the disciplinary fathers. So you have some mothers when you do something wrong, they will tell you, thank you, Accra boy. They will tell you, just wait till your father gets here. And I quite do not understand that um, terms with some mothers. That statement alone coming from any mother shows that that mother is insecure and weak because they don't know how to discipline their child or teach their child, you know, um, coping skills that will help that child understand what they have done or what they're doing is not quite right. Because if your child does something that is not um, the right way, the best possible way is to redirect the child, right? Oh, global ambassador, it's 9:16 p.m. where you at. I see. Good night. It's 3:17 here in New York. Yeah, so I'm in the middle of the day and you already like, getting ready to go to bed. That's crazy. The world. God is like a wonderful God, because some places it's morning, some places it's afternoon, some places it's evening, some places it's night, some places it's early morning. That's just crazy. Mhm. Yeah, so Mr. Tony, long time no see. How you doing? Yeah, it is crazy. Global. Um, it is crazy. So, every parents have their own star. And parents, as I was saying, who say, wait till your father gets home, I feel uh weak, um insecure, uh their lack of confidence. It could be many other things, but the fact that they cannot redirect their child, prompt their child, or like give their children directive, because the father does not need to be portrayed a certain way for your child to respect you. Women, mothers needs to be confident of themselves, about how to raise their children, and family home, marital home, single homes, because when your child does something, and that will not be receptive in the community, you need to direct them. We do also have some parents, they taught their children well, but when that child is at home, the structure that they built for that child is not consistent, even though they have taught their children some better coping skills. When that child goes home, because if a parent, you are too strict and rigid, right, there's no room to wiggle to be able to also exploit other new things. What happens when that child goes out in the community, like school, event places, and none of the parents are there? They're gonna go wild, right? Sometimes you go to your child's school and you have their teachers telling you, okay, he did this or she did this and that, right? And you don't believe it. The minute your child sees you, they be like so quiet and sitting down, like they fearful because you there, right? That's not good. You have to be able to build a healthier relationship with your child, whereas your child is able to come to you and talk to you about things that is bothering them, things that are going on in the school, because in most schools we have bullies, right? And you even have some um, teachers, adults in schools and places who bullies children, who yells at children, who talks down at certain children based on the color of their skin. They look down at them. So you teach your child to be secure and feel confidence and also advocate for themselves, right? Because parents cannot be everywhere their child's going to be 24/7, because I would say within maybe 8 to 9 hours, within 24 hours, parents are not with their children, because by the time they take the bus, public transportation, if you're not the type of parents who drop off your kids, uh, by the time they wait for the bus, take the bus, get to school, and then after school, taking the bus, get home, it will be within 8 to 9 hours, right? So you're not with them when um they get into the bus or the train or call Uber whatsoever. They were strangers. They're not with you. right? So we can protect our children 24/7 with us being there presently with them, right? So what happens? We need to teach them skills that when they out in the community, they do not become vulnerable. They make um, good decisions, healthy decisions, and they don't make poor decisions. I know my 16-year-old, he likes to play games on his free time, right? When he has his own time, he will play games or like talk to his friends. Sometimes he plays with his friends, right? And I have to have a conversation with him in terms of when he's out in the community, because sometimes when they get to certain age, they want to go and visit one of their friends, go to their friend's house. I do not allow my child to go and do no sleepover. None of my children have done that, and they will never do that because I'm sorry. When you go to school, your friends are your friends. You can talk to your friends. You have a phone, you can talk to your friends, check in with them and everything. However, I will not allow my child to go to somebody's house. I don't care how many times you've been friends with someone. I don't know their parents and I don't know their friends. I may know them by name, but I'm not sure in the structure at their home. I am very, I know the structure of my home. I will not entertain any of their friends coming to my home. Oh, thank you so much, brother Atu, Kinsman, Atu Guru. One love to you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's good to see you. If y'all want to come on, you can request and I'll bring you on. If you want to talk, speak Chi, that's fine. English, that's fine. Those are the two languages that I can speak, right? So it don't matter. You come on speaking English. Don't feel any certain way, right? You can come on and speak Chi if Chi is dominant for you. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. So I don't know the structure of other parents' home. I know my home structure. My kids are very well behaved. They listen. They come to either myself and my husband. They have a really great relationship with their father. Their father spend more afternoon time with them growing up because around that time I work in the afternoon to nighttime. So they only see me nighttime. At times I'll get home, they're already sleeping. So they used to see me just in the morning time. During the pandemic, they started seeing me more at home because I work from home. And I remember like the first 1 year, like 2020 to 2021, I'll be sitting here with their father, my husband, and this kids will walk right past me and go to their dad and tell their dad what they would like to eat. And I'm like sitting there observing, like, okay, maybe tomorrow they will come to me and ask me what they would like to eat. And for within a year, every once in a blue moon, they will ask me because their dad would be like, okay, ask mom to fix you something. My kids would tell their dad, okay, dad, we love your sandwich, right? And I have to learn from my husband how to make their sandwich the way he makes his sandwich in order for this kid to finally start coming to me even when their dad is here. But it's like now they do it half and half. At times they come to me, but if they see that their father is like resting, they will come to me. If I'm resting, they go to their dad. So they have good relationship with both their father and myself, right? You can raise your children to be fearful of you. You have to learn to spend quality time, not just with your partner, but with your kids as well. You need to make them feel comfortable. So when something is bothering them, they should be able to come to you and talk to you about it. Our kids laugh with us. We watch some of their program favorite TV shows and episodes and videos with them, because I also want to know the type of, things that they're watching. I don't want my children listening to things that will affect them in a negative form. And we discuss certain things, like when we watch something, at times I'll watch them, the moral lesson in it, why they like watching something like that, because I need to be able to pick their brains to see where they at, right? At times I have gotten them to also watch some of the shows that I like to watch, the PG-13 ones, right? The age appropriate ones, not rated R, right? RB, welcome. Hey, Sister Felicia, you macho, how you doing? So, uh, it's very important for parents to build a healthy, good, loving, caring relationship with your children, and also making sure that you set clear boundaries, right? It has to be a parent child relationship, right? Whereas you can't your kids will grow to love you gradually based on how you conduct yourself, because as a father, as a mother, we need to be a role model for our children. You cannot expect someone to raise your child for you, because I mean, we all been to schools before. Some of us went to school in abroad, others went to school back home. School is like, the structure is definitely, the discipline is different from abroad, right? I mean, I have attend school back home up to form 2 in up to form 2 in how you may call it, secondary school. Is it secondary? Well, or dance school. Because I went to I guess elementary, primary, elementary, middle school, and then secondary school. Yes. And then from here, high school to college. Okay. Yeah. So I know the two different structure. I remember like um my first time that I was late to school in high school. I was so scared. I started running because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late and I'm going to get flogged. Like, because back home when you get to school late, um you will get flogged. You have to hold your hands. A cane or a ruler will be like whipping you. So like, I was kind of used to that. But then here, when I realized, oh, people will be walking in anytime, disrupting class, and the teacher will be like, sit down. And some kids, will sit down. Other kids, they have like really poor attitude, and they would talk back at their teachers. I wasn't used to that. That was surprise to me, because I was used to being obedient and respecting your elders and your teachers. Especially, you cannot speak back to your teachers. So like, I mean, throughout high school, college, I never disrespect any of my teachers, because I just go do my work, do my homework, midterm exams, quizzes, exams, and I'm out of there, because I don't have no business going to disrespect anyone. I try to stay away from issues and problems. Making friends, I wasn't interested in making any friends, because my focus was study, 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 pass, and move on, and finish school. I wasn't into like hanging out, going out to drink, smoking, you know, going to the movies. I go to the movies with my siblings and my cousins, like, so my circle of friends during my teenage years and my adult years, up until maybe social media, were my family members, right? I mean, I stay out of trouble. I didn't want to like start anything that I cannot finish. But my mom, I was very close. I was close with my dad, but the person that I would talk to about, certain things, being interested in a guy will be my mother, because she was the it person that you can go and discuss stuff like that with. My dad. Him being a teacher, we have a good relationship. I know he will talk to me about who in here can say that. Yes, thank you guys. See, share the program and tap 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 tap. So who will say that growing up they find it easy to talk to their fathers about girlfriend, boyfriends? Maybe the guys were different, but me to go talk to my dad about boyfriends, that will be I remember. Oh, actually, like my dad and I spoke about that, but in a different form. I remember, like, I asked my father one time, I was like, Dad, how old would you allow for me to have a boyfriend? I don't even know why I asked. And my dad, he was, I remember he was like, paying his bills. So he was writing checks, to put in the envelope and seal it for me to go put them in the mailbox. So he stopped and he looked up and he was like, well, when you are 25. And I was like, my mouth I was like, 25? What? 25? He was like, yeah, as long as you're living under my roof, you can have a boyfriend when you're 25. So like I'm sitting there counting, and I was like, okay, hold up, Dad. So you mean to tell me when you and mom had me, you were 25? You were 25? He was like, this conversation is over. Of course, he was less than 25. My mom was less than 25. So how was he going to tell me I have to be 25 before I can be allowed to have a boyfriend? Hey, these African parents, some of them no be too much. Oh, African parents, their fathers, especially with their daughters, they want their daughters to stay virgin forever, which is impossible, right? Because when a girl or a young lady, you become familiar with a guy, now you done. It's not going to change, right? So, Monique, welcome. How are you doing, my love? It's not like once they get a taste, you can't even talk to them. They can't hear you because you talk to them. It goes here and it come out here. So, I mean, my dad was like, I thought he was just messing with me, but my dad was strict growing up, right? But he wasn't the type of parents, who will flog. And no, you do your homework, you good. Like if you if you do not follow directions. I remember like one of my father's discipline was to do how you say rabbit, right? You hold up to your ears, right? And then you squat. I wish I had done that more, because I had no idea squatting can shape you to on a different level. But at the time, being a child, right, it was like very difficult, because by the time I'm done, my thighs will be hurting. So it's like, I know I would not do anything to have to do rabbit, right? Or like, corn. You pull one finger down, you lift one arm and then one leg. Those those were like very physical activities, but like, to be in that position for half an hour is like a killer, right? But that got me straightened up quick. Okay, hold on. I have to put this. Don't mind them. My dad tried. My dad tried that. I traveled to the Desperate at 19 and started dating. Girl, listen, that's at least you got the opportunity to start dating at 19. Sister Monique, at 19, I'm good. My dear, that's good. You at least you were able to start dating at 19. I started dating at 21 in secret without letting my father know. Oh my gosh, because when I started college, when I was in college, I was at home because my school was in Manhattan, so it wasn't that far away from where I live, right? Oh, your dad was shocked. Oh my gosh. I'm not surprised. I see. So like it got to a point because I mean, like, even in high school, like when I go to school, waiting for the bus would take longer because I remember my dad would drop my younger brother, myself at school, right? So we always get dropping off in the morning, and then in the afternoon we have to take the bus home. But my younger brother and we found out a way to walk from school to home. We were like really doing a lot of exercise walking. So no wonder I was in good shape. So, and the bus would be crowded and stuff. So like we would just walk from school to home, and it became like a regular thing. So then when we started walking to school, we no longer even needed our dad to drop us off at school. My dad was like, hands on. And when I go to school, like I have like male guys in the classroom, everything, but I wouldn't stop in the hallway when we moving from one class to another. I remember my English class was in second floor. No, it was in third floor. And then my math class was in seventh floor. So it's like, instead of even sometimes waiting for the elevator, I would just walk up the stairs and down. So there was a lot of physical activities, going on in my life because I didn't want to like start anything with anyone. I didn't want to get into any situation because, high school and some students, they will start trouble. I had a bully when I was in ninth grade and 10th grade. He stopped from 11 and 12 because I mean, like, he used to make fun of me because I'm from Ghana, Africa, and I had a really heavy accent, right? So sometimes he will make outrageous statement and stuff like that, and I'll be looking at him like, you are such an idiot. So one time he liked one of the student, right? And I found out she was a Ghanaian, but she was born in US, right? She understand the tree, but she can't speak it. And the guy came to me and he was like, ooh, what's her name? I told him her name because he saw her talking to me. And after that day, that's when the bullying stopped. So I told him her name. Oh, thank you so much, Monique, one love. And he was like, okay, how do you say I love you in your language? I was like, oh, you want to tell her you love her? He was like, hell yeah, she's fine. I was like, okay, great. I was like, Kwasia. Oh my gosh, God forgive me, but oh my gosh, I got him so good. I was like, just walk up to her and you tell her Kwasia. He was like, you sure? I was like, would I tell you if I'm not speaking the truth? So this guy started walking, like, trying to be guy and all that. So he got to her, and he goes and he leaned on the wall, put his hands in his pocket, like, he's all that, and he goes, Kwasia, before he knows it, slap here, pow, pow. And then he's like, he can't figure out what happened. And then the guy was like, do you even know what that means? And he's like confused, and he's looking at me. I was on the floor laughing. I was like, that's getting back to him for bullying me for 2 freaking years. So the girl told him what it means, and he was shocked, and he was like, I deserve that. I truly deserve that, because I've been bullying you for 2 years. So that's your way of getting back at me. And I was like, hell to the yes. So that was like my aha moment. I started dating at 18, and my first girl a month before I turned 22. I see. Hey, Arabi, then you guys started earlier. Hey, today I started late. I mean, when I was in Ghana, I did have a boyfriend, but we didn't go to, that, because my cousin had a boyfriend. So she would bring me along, and I'll just tag along. So one of the guys, he liked me, but at the time I didn't know what that was. And I came to US a couple months later, so I didn't really have boyfriend. And when I got here, I tried to write to him one time. My father saw the letter and confiscated the letter. Do you know when my father gave me that letter? A year ago. I'm 51 years old. I wrote that letter when I was 17. No, 16 and a half, because when I came here, I was 16 and a half. Yeah. And my dad just gave me that letter back at 50 years old. Last year, he gave it back to me. Okay, so I started dating at 21, and how I was able to start dating, oh gosh, the story is like wow. So I think that was the year Pat Thomas and A.B. Kentel came to New York, and they had a concert. Around that time, the song Sikaye Moja. Sikaye Moja. Sikaye Moja. Sikaye Moja. That song was like, oh my gosh, my father's older brother, he loves that song. Every time he hears it, he's gonna be on the floor, break dancing and all that. He loves to dance. So we went to this party, like it was my father's older brother, his late wife, some of my cousin, and around that time we'd be jamming, right? So we went to this concert, and I was dancing. I danced with my dad, my dad's older brother. Like here is uncle, but back home I would say dad too, because America's different, Anyhow, and I danced with some of my father's friends. They had an association, Achimodan Kutuku Association. So a lot of them came along. So I danced with a whole bunch of them. And as I was dancing, I went to get Sprite. And on my way back, this dude, he was looking fine. So he just stood in front of me. And I'm like, can you move? Why are you blocking my way? Please move out of my way. And he was like, listen, I've been watching you dancing. You really got some moves. So I would like to dance with you. That's why I came here. Would you like to dance with me? And I was like, whatever. let me just finish my drink and then I'll come find you. He was like, no problem. I'm just gonna walk with you to where you sitting, and once you're done, or I'm gonna be sitting here. So like, look for me. If you don't come look for me, I'll come look for you. So I just like, I was like, okay. It was just, a brief discussion, and I went about. I even like forgot that I had that conversation with him. So they were playing more songs, so we got back on the floor. Before I know it, he's standing in front of me and we dancing, and he could dance too. I mean, he looks fine, and he could dance. He has some moves and stuff like that. So at some point we started talking. He asked me if I had a girl, if I had a boyfriend. I said no. I asked him if he has a if he has a girlfriend. He said no. So by the time, the concert was over, he asked for my number. I gave him my number. I took his number. We said our goodbye and everything. The next day he calls me. I pick up, and he, asking me how I was doing, stuff. And I'm like, I'm fine. How about you doing and everything? And I told him the time he needs to call, because around that time there was no cell phones yet. So I tell him the time he can call the house landline, right? When my dad is not home. And then if my dad is home, I had a pager. Yeah. So he will page me. I gave him my and then I will go to the phone booth and call him back, and we'll talk. So it's like, going back and forth talking. After some months, he invited me. He was like, I would like to take you out to the movies, this and this and that. And I was a bit hesitant, because I wasn't sure. This is my first relationship, so I didn't really know what to be expecting of me and everything. So at some point, I mean, I declined the movies for like twice. And then the third time I was like, no problem, I'll come. He was like, listen, I'm not going to do nothing to you. We're just going to go out and watch movies and then have something to eat, and I'll drop you off home. And I said, okay. So I went to the movies. It was really pretty good. I did enjoy that movie outing, and then having lunch together. And he was a gentleman. He brought me home. Nothing happened whatsoever. So we kind of like, dated for almost a year. I think, hold on a minute, like 7 months before I did visit him at home. So 23 hours of labor. Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. Really? Your first child, 23 hours of labor. I think I went over 23 hours. It was almost 2 days. Um, well, my son decided not to, like, I went past his due date 2 weeks. I mean, like when you get pregnant and you go to the hospital, they will ask you your last monthly period. That's the last one they calculate from that one. So it's likely possible that the due date is not a definite assurance. It's just, the estimate. Because Nana Kwesi was supposed to be born on July 17th, July 15th, but he was born August 3rd. He was very comfortable over there. And so they had to, the fact that I went over 2 weeks, they have to induce that. On Friday, I did not have him till 5 minutes past midnight on Sunday morning. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, that Arabi, is good that you brought this up, because right after this, I'm going to childbirth. Yeah, so like, when I went to see him, I guess that was my first. Crazy. And when I got home, I thought I was busted, because like, each time your father calls you your whole full name, my heart fell out of my foot, because I thought I was busted. And my dad just called me to let me know my mom wanted me to bake the chicken to mix stew and then white rice. But the way he called me, my gosh, that man almost gave me a heart attack. And then from there, that was history. I mean, we dated for from 90 for 5 years, almost 5 years, from 95 to um okay, I believe 5 years to 2000. Yeah. Hmm. But we broke up because he had too many issues. He wasn't correct. Hmm. So most parents, most African parents, especially the fathers, they don't want their daughters to date. But for me, when I asked my father, um, was he 25 when he had me? He was less than that, you know? Hey, it's possible. It's likely possible he was 25 when they had me. Because my dad, I'm 51. My dad is in his 70s. No, he wasn't 25. He was, I believe, 22, 23 when he had me. Hmm. Okay. Oh, Edus, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just turned 51 last month. Yeah. Hmm. And my parents, I always like be looking at my mom because they saying like, if you want to know how you will look in your old age, look at your mother. Yeah, my mom looks good for her age. She's in her 70s and she looks good. My dad, whoo wee, like that man is never. My dad has more hair than I do, like, but he cuts it and stuff like that. He's in his 70s and he has full blown hair. My husband and I, like, sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, the kids got their hair from my side of the family." I'll be like, "What are you talking about? Look at my mom and dad. They have a lot of hair. My family, everybody have hair. Like, I have abused my hair so many times. I shouldn't be having hair at all, but I still have hair. So I'll be like, they got it from me. So sometimes we be like going on each other like that. Okay, so let me see. Arabi says what? Hey Rami, what's up? It's good to see you always. Um Arabi Arabi says firstborns, they can go past due date and take forever to come out. A second was induced. Okay, 6 hours. Wow, I see. Hmm. And yeah, you had it easy. Mm. Nana Kwesi, whoo that kid. I mean, like when I was pregnant with Nana Kwesi with my husband, that's fast forward. Oh my gosh, because he was born in 2008. He like my former co-workers, they thought I was going to have him at work because I worked the whole 9 months. I'm so very lucky. I have never experienced, morning sickness with none of my pregnancy, like spitting and all that. I did not have any of that. And I think out of my family, I was the only person who could not hide their pregnancy within the first trimester because by the time I was 2.5 months, my stomach was already showing. Yeah, it was showing. And all everybody saw was stomach. I didn't put on so much weight with my 16-year-old, but it was all stomach. I mean, I could look down, I couldn't see my foot. But morning sickness, I never had that. I worked the whole 9 months. I never call out sick within the 9 months I was pregnant because I will have my prenatal appointments, in the morning time. I used to work in the afternoon, so I schedule in the morning time, and then in the afternoon, I'm off to work. I remember one time I was 8 months pregnant with Nana Kwesi, and one of the individuals, I was working in a residential home. I guess he figured that I was pregnant so he can act out. And he's cursing, and he pick up a chair to throw. And I didn't think twice, because they teaches us, TCI, ways and means to de-escalate situation, and sometimes physically intervene without harming the individual. I was 8 months pregnant, and I was going to do the restraint. So one of the uh, colleagues, Miss Anne, she ran and got my partner, Armando. I miss him very much. And he was like, Armando, you gotta come. Amelia's going to. I was like, Joe. So when he came, we only have him in a standing hold. I mean, I was 8 months pregnant. I wasn't gonna go down and hit my stomach, but I have him in a standing hold with the other with another person, and we just look at each other, and as we were about to turn around to meet together, because you have to stand, our foot needs to be next to each other, shoulders leaning on each other, because that's how you can lock them in. My partner came from work. He was like, Emily, are you crazy? You are pregnant, for God's sake. I was like, okay, chill, people. But from that day, that child did never mess with me again. I remember when new case comes in, he'll be like, listen, don't mess with me, Miss Amelia, because like, I just didn't want to get hurt, because he picked up the chair, and his anger was directed at me. So I wasn't just going to give him the opportunity to throw a chair. As to whether he was going to throw or not, I wasn't going to give him that. We always have to be on alert. Brother Emmanuel Jaredanko, what's up? Good and blessed evening, big sister Adwoa Odo. Papa B, oh, thank you. Good and blessed evening to you as well, bro. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. So they thought I was gonna have my son over at work, but it never happened. I mean, I knew my due date. I was gonna take vacation. So I did take vacation. From being that I went over my due date, I took vacation a week before the third, right? Even though I was home and I was itching to go back to work, I was like, well, the baby's not here, my water's not broken. So like, and then my doctor was like, okay, we're going to induce, because once you go over your due date 2 weeks, the baby can gain more weight and it will be impossible. I mean, Nana Kwesi was 9 pounds, 9.9 pounds, 12, 13, no, 9 pounds, 13 ounce. And Mommy Nyako was 9 pounds, 12 ounce. I have big babies. Shit. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. But Nana Kwesi allowed me, I love spicy food. With Nana Kwesi, I ate spicy food throughout, anything. He allows me to eat it. But now he does not like spicy food. Mommy, she did not allow me to eat no spicy food at all. This girl. So I have to eat food without, regular taste. I couldn't eat spicy food, but with her, she would not eat her jollof rice, her rice with stew, kenke without shito. She needs her shito for sure. Okay, so let me let me go with childbirth, and this is for you, as you, our men. Okay, I know some of us women, we are very strong-willed, independent. We speak our mind, and some of us are very difficult. But we each have our reasons, to stand up for ourselves, and then we have those who will be dependent on you guys. We all come from different upbringing and stuff like that. But when it comes to childbirth, right? Most of our men have no understanding as to how to appreciate their children or their babies' mamas, right? Their wives. It's not easy for a woman to get pregnant by human, right? And then we have to, the things that women have to endure before, during, and after childbirth. It's not easy at all. Our men needs to be appreciative. They need to treat us queens, because we are queens. And we will treat you guys as kings because your behavior will prompt how your woman will treat you. Some of our men are so adamant about their wives and their women respecting them, yet their personality, their attitudes, their behaviors does not amount to their women calling them as their king based on their characters. Very poor characteristics. And when it comes to respect, it has to be mutual. You have to respect your partner in order for your partner to respect you. Yes, we do know in both genders, we do know that there are some, no matter how much respect you give them, they still look down and disrespect you because, hey, when it comes to some instances, some men, when they marry to you, they do the traditional marriage or whatsoever. They think they have bought you, you belong to them, so they can do whatever it is that they can with you. Like you're not a human being, like you don't experience anything. Majority of us know that women, we are very emotional in everything that we do. Even when we fall in love, it's through emotions. We get attached through emotion. Everything we do is about our emotion, through emotion. So y'all need to be receptive to that, right? But everything that we do, some of our men or most of our men are not appreciative of that. They don't even consider it. Do you guys even understand what it takes for a woman to get pregnant and carry that child for 9 months? Sometimes go over 9 months. Other times, some of them have premature children, right? And during the birth, the pain, the acne, the back freaking pain. Oh, Lord Jesus, everything that we endure for you guys. And yet, most of you still oblivious to that. You don't give us the love that we deserve. Yet, you demanding so much from us, right? We have mothers, who uh, go to um, go in labor, to have their child, and they end up um, passing away along with their child. Some mothers pass away and leave their child in this world alone with their father and a stepmother, and they have like difficult life because their mother did not make it during delivery, right? We have some mothers um who goes in labor and they go blind, who have the child and they go blind. We have those who end up being crippled. So it's like every time your child's mother go to the delivery room and they come back, in one piece and did not lose anything, you have to be appreciative. You have to thank God that they have saved delivery. I remember, I mean, I was in my 30s when I had my first child. And I remember my older sister and my mother, their message to me was, do not go in the delivery room and go and be doing and for you to for them to have to cut you, because you have to be strong and push, 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 push. And I'm laughing now. At the time it wasn't funny at all, right? It's just crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like, hmm, you have to go through that process to know, like, what I'm talking about. um Sister Monique says, they are selfish. They are selfish and self-centered. I'm telling you, seriously. I mean, when it comes to them, doing self-love, self-care, and prioritizing themselves, it's okay for them and for us to be selfish and self-centered when it has to do with our own, right? But when you have someone, or you impregnate a woman as a man, you need to prioritize your baby's mama, because the things that we go through, eh? Don't just say we receive your seed, and then we carry your child in. Even the process that the child has to go through in our womb, it's not woman, like, hey, we are queens, so we will not be receptive to any form of disrespect, being maltreated, eh? Being suppressed, and being looked down at. We can't. I mean, some of them are allowing themselves. That's on them. But for many of us, no mercy for any. I don't want to say that word. So we go through a lot of things to give birth to your child, your children, you men. Uh-huh. And some of you have the audacity to cheat on your wife and your baby's mama. Talking about, oh, but like, when I wanted to, like, make love to them, make love to her, or like have sex with her, she's telling me she tired. Hmm. We not machines. We human beings, like, oh, we have feelings, but at least learn to have self control, self restraint. Because if you do not have sex 1 day, 2 days, even if you choose to not have sex within the year as a man, you will not die. You will not die. Oh. But some of you act like, it's the end of the world. So very disrespectful. What is love? Ooh, I love that name. Yes, but we decide. You guys decide what? To have children with us? That is really sad. Okay, hold on. Mhm. Mm-mm. Why are you only talking about women? Okay, so um, when I'm talking right now. I'm focusing about childbirth, right? So, uh, women, we are the one who carries the child, right? I have done a lot of programs that I talk for the guys too, but today is our day. So, if you have something to ask, I will answer. And if you have a topic that you want me to come discuss, you know what is love? Put it down there, and I'll promise you, I'll come and talk about it. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. If you treat us like queens, we treat you guys as as king. Okay, kings. So don't worry about it. It's give and take, take tack, right? Take and tack. Okay. Uh, okay. Oh, so you have a question here. What if we also go out there to bring stuff home and we don't come back at the same day. What do you mean? You go out there to bring stuff home and don't come back at the same day? What are you saying? What's love? What is love? What are you really asking? Like, okay, let me pause for a minute. As a married man, or as a man who is committed in a relationship, right? Because most of our men, they are so controlling, they get so jealous. Some of them are insecure. We have the secure, confidence, reasonable, rational ones, but there are a couple of them, a whole bunch of them who are insecure, they get jealous, they are narcissists, and so many other aspects. Um, their behavior creates toxic environment for their female partners, right? So if you are in a committed relationship, if if you are in a committed relationship, I'm expecting, for me personally, and for most women, I think I can speak for most women, most intelligent women or independent women who have, clear mindset and have acquired knowledge, women who has acquired knowledge, we are expecting the same from you guys, right? Because if I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not going to be messing around, playing around, or flirting with other men just to make you jealous. Because I think jealousy is a dangerous, negative emotions. Jealousy can prompt a person to harm you, to even unalive you. And I don't want to entertain something like that in my personal life. I would conduct myself well. So I would presume that, being that you are married man, you are already taking, you are committed to someone, and you want to go out. What stuff are you bringing home? Are you bringing a side chick, a mistress? Like, what is the stuff? What is love? Please define stuff. I want to know what stuff is, right? For me, if I'm committed to you and you committed to me, and you go out and you bring stuff home, stuff that I'm not attracted to, stuff that is not going to be beneficial to me, stuff that will harm me emotionally, psychologically, right? And you choose to stay out, whereas you have a home to come to, we're going to have a discussion. And if it's not something that will benefit me, and it's something that will hurt me emotionally, psychologically, then you hit the road. That will be my response to that. RB said, I went, a lady, I went into labor with my second time. RB, is there something missing? Let me cut the lady. I went into labor with my second time, had permanent limb. Oh, a lady that you went into your second time. Now I get it. I think something. Oh my gosh, I see. Mm, mm. That must have been like very difficult. I mean, like, it's just crazy. Like, when you go into labor and you go into the delivery room and you come back a different person. I don't know how. I mean, uh, you have a lot of mothers after birth, they develop PTSD. It's not easy. Some of them is very, like, really hard. Some of them, they never get over it. They have to take medication to hold themselves together. I watch a program on Investigation Discovery Channel. Like, I used to watch that a lot, but now I'm reading a lot of books, and exploiting elsewhere, so I don't watch it as much as I used to. Excuse me. And her PTSD was so bad to the point that she will leave her newborn baby crying and hungry. Like she would just sit there and zone out. So I mean, it got to a point. I mean, her husband was able to get her the help that she needs, but he has to like admit her to the psychiatric hospital for a long time. So the grandmother, the girl's mother, was the one who took care of her newborn baby. It was just crazy. Okay. What is love says, have you also think about how God took the tip of a man and mold womb women without our consent? Well, that's something that you need to talk to God about. Uh-huh. Because you know, I cannot answer that for you. But Adam did request for a partner, right? A companion. So if why would he request for a companion if he cannot sacrifice something? So it's give and take. But then when God created women, most of you cannot live without women. So how about that? So I don't know. You could ask God about why. That's a good one though. Oh my goodness. What is love? I see. You are okay. I don't know what I said that you said that's true, but thank you. Somebody said, tell them lack of self control. Charlie, I will follow you back. What is love? Okay. Like sometimes when okay, let me see if I can do the follow here. Why can't I do the follow here? Hmm. Okay, I'll follow you after I finish because I can't do the follow here. What the heck? I thought I can do that. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Uh-huh. I knew I could. All right. So when it comes to the self-control part, right? Oh my gosh. I sometimes I'm trying very hard to understand some of our men, right? The way that it's like most of them are obsessed with sex, right? And some of them think of women as sex object. We are not sex object. We far more than that, right? I mean, when it comes to marriages, sex is one of the important component. We understand that. And couples needs to be able to have effective communication, sweet talks, have better understanding, set clear boundaries, like my husband, like days that I go to work and I come when I'm tired, I don't even need to tell him I'm tired. He can tell right away. We've been together 20 years. We've been married 17 years. So it's like, he will give me massage. I will give him massages, like sometimes even being tired. With them through massages and just laying together, spending quality time together, one thing will lead to another, playing some nice slow music and jazz or whatsoever. One thing will lead to another and he doesn't even need to ask, right? But with some of our men, because they cannot utilize their brain, they think with their downstairs everything has to be demanding, by force, by heart. Like, I don't understand. Like, some of them, the way they act is like they don't have any common sense. So it's like, some of them will use King Solomon. Are you King Solomon? And that time, no, I mean, like, seriously, you can't compare yourself to other people. Just do right, right? I mean, if you are a man, an African man, fond of, polygamy, let your partner know, like, I cannot be faithful to one woman. I can't commit to just you. And maybe sometime down the line, I will marry the second wife or have another partner. Let the woman know. Allow us women to make decision if we still want to be with you or not. But most of our men don't give their women the opportunity to decide if they want to be with you, because most of you lie. You are very dishonest, right? You don't speak the truth. And I don't like liars. If you cannot be with me alone and you want to go and prostitute yourself, I don't have time to be part of that. I'm not going to be part of that circle, because you have some nasty women out there and nasty men out there. I don't want any of that. Don't bring crazy to my life. I don't want any craziness in my life. I want peace of mind. So if I can satisfy you enough, then I'm not it for you. Some men understands that. The noble man, the men with emotional intelligence, the men who are, you know, uh, knowledgeable and knows. They don't play around. They treasure their woman. They value their woman. They understand what I'm talking about. I can't force every man to be like faithful to their wives and their um, lifetime partners. We all different. But and then the same way you men talk freely about, doing a shower, because we practice Ghanaian, our culture practice polygamy. The same way as women have the freedom to talk about what we want, what we need, and versus what we want. So I mean, we can force things upon each other. We each different, so you have to be receptive to that. So if you are one who be showering all around, prostituting your downstairs, that's on you. Some women, they will walk away. They don't care how many years you've been together, and then you have some women. You gotta be crazy. You're gonna leave for another woman to come and enjoy. So what? I treasure my life. I want to live longer. Mhm. So, self control is a must for both women and for both men. You have to learn self control and self restraint. You don't have to things that we want, we desire. It can be table. We will not die. We focus on things that we need. Someone will be like, "Oh, but I need sex." Please spare me with that. You won't die. Oh. And some of our men will talk about, oh, when we want it and you refuse us, we get blue balls. My brother, go and get a cold shower. You'll be fine. You learn to restrain yourself, hold yourself together. Even when you do that, your sex life will be much better. If you are able to control yourself and hold yourself together. Y'all need to learn, no? Learn. Hmm. What is love said? Like we don't make it to home. I mean, like what? We have natural disaster, like there's traffic. You don't make it to home because there's traffic or they block the road to come home. What happened? There's a thunderstorm going on. I mean, like we have natural disaster. Sometimes situation might happen that you may not be able to make your way home. You communicate with your woman, with your queen, and I'm sure, like, if you guys have built trust within your relationship and marriages, they will have better understanding. Like, I mean, but if you went to a party and you telling me you got too drunk, and also most of you need to measure like what you can, how much alcohol you be able to sustain without losing yourself, or lose going in, losing. You okay? Okay, what are you doing? Oh, okay. I thought you were done. Oh, okay. Make sure you put it in your stuff. Yeah, or being unconscious, because that's ridiculous. You do know that there are some women out there, if they see free, they see the opportunity, they will seize it. And the same with some men. You can't go out in a community or to a party or to a concert or to a bar and get drunk. You have to be self-aware of yourself, because some people will be like, oh, but it was an accident. No, there's no such thing as an accident. When you sleep with someone else, it's by choice. Cheating is a choice, right? Stepping outside your marital, it's a choice. You made a choice. You have to know your limits. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how many times we have to say this. Know you, build yourself to be a strong, confident, secure person, right? Protect yourself and your partner, because there are some people you think, side chicks and women that you sleep with around outside your relationship. You think you're the only one hitting, smashing them? No, and you're not the only one. So just make a mental note of that. What is law said? That is not good. Mr. Monique says, if you don't come back the same day, you will come back to sign your divorce paper. Simple. I was trying to be nice, but Sister Monique, it's like, she just put it out there. I mean, let's say you travel and your plane got canceled. That's a different story, right? There's nothing can be done. So if what is love if you're talking in that terms, that's okay. But like as Monique said, I can't say nothing else about that. Standards and expectation, that is very important. Setting clear standards and expectation. You both couples, partners needs to have clear understanding. Eh? Because and don't lower your standards or your expectation for no one. It don't matter how much you love someone. Sometimes you may love someone so much you have to let them go. Because a lot of our men, this is what happens. Some husbands, some partners, when they go out and misbehave, in their mind, oh, I'm already married, my wife will never leave me, because some women make it so for them, so they don't have any respect for them. I see cheating as a form of disrespect, the highest disrespect any man or any woman will do to their partner. I don't care how people see things, but it's so disrespectful. Some people don't see it that way. If you claim you love your woman, you will not go outside of that. Whatever difficulties, struggles, challenges uh, that the both of you having, or you as the man is having with your woman, you need to learn effective communication, active listening, because some of our men, you don't listen. You don't listen when your woman try to communicate with you. Some of you will even shut your queens down, because you talk too much. Oh, you whine too much. You bicker too much. No woman who loves and care for their husbands and lifetime partner will give you toxic and bad, poor advices. They will make sure that you succeed in life. But some of you men, because you have brain sitting in your head and it's shrinking because you don't acquire knowledge, you don't listen, you don't learn emotional intelligence, you do not develop critical thinking. You listen to your friends and other people outside your marital home or your relationship. But you never listen to your wife, because your wife talks too much. And then you go about and do your own thing. And then when things does not work the way that you want it to work, you blame it on your woman. You are an adult. Keep in mind, you and your baby's mamas and your wife, you guys are partners. So your wife is not your mother. As a grown man, you don't need a grown woman to teach you how to behave and how to act, how to support your partner, how to talk to your partner. Yes, for me, I understand that men are head of the house, but being head of the house does not mean when you don't have wisdom and you act foolishly, I'm going to follow your lead. No way. I have a mind of my own. Listen, I respect everyone in my life. I respect my friends, family members. I respect people, right? Because that's something that has been embedded in me. When you don't know someone, you don't talk down at people because sometimes you don't know the person's, background or stuff like that. But at the same time, I'll be damned to allow anyone to talk down at me or to treat me like I'm an object. I am not. But some men don't understand that. The minute a woman, as some men cannot stand independent women because in their mind, they cannot manipulate most independent women. And they become intimidated. Yeah, yeah, that's you guys. But setting standards and expectation is a must, and you have to stick with it. Don't be inconsistent. You have to be consistent with that. When you set clear standards and expectation, you have to follow through, because when you are inconsistent, your partner is not going to take you seriously. And of course, let them bicker, let them complain. You stick with what you said, right? Don't make it easy for them, and you always need to challenge yourselves and your partners, because at the end of the day, right, if you don't protect yourself and your heart and your well-being, ain't nobody else going to do that. This is why some of our men, because you mistreat your women, you disrespect them, you do whatsoever because, oh, we practice polygamy, so you're going to do some bullshit and stuff, and then you get sick, you have stroke, you become paralyzed and stuff, and then you have some Ghanaian, the gossipers and the ones who don't know shit but they pretend to know not something. They be talking and gossiping. I can't believe she left her husband like this, and then okay, the time that he had a side chick and a mistress, did any of y'all came and talk to him about it, advise him? You encourage him to do that, eh? When they get sick and they get wheelchair bound or they get sick, I mean, God forbid, why are you guys not talking about the side chick coming to take care of him? Everybody become mute, right? But then the wife or the baby's mama is their responsibility. Eh? Who born dog? Hey, Charlie. It's like, yeah, I'm to say, good to see you. Sometimes I don't get men. Oh, I don't get some men cry. Oh Lord Jesus, I don't. So we just need to do that. Arabi say, "Yep, go and stay there. You're gonna hit the road, pa, Charlie." Someone says, "Simple cry." Hey, I'm telling you, and some of our men don't like hearing that. They don't want to hear the truth. The truth is hard to accept, but it is what it is. We just need to speak the truth. I mean, if you can't handle it, go burn the ocean. Greetings to you also, Sepia. Oh wait, sister say Japan to say, yeah, Good to see you. Brother friend. So it's not like us women, we trying to be difficult and we're trying to be harsh on you men. Okay. I mean, we do have some mothers who did not do well raising their sons, because it's not your daughter-in-law's job to raise your son. It's your job as a parent to raise your sons and your daughters the appropriate and healthy right way. So when they do leave your home and start building a family and a relationship with their partner, the both of them will be able to support each other, you know, talk with one another, be a team, and build a healthier home. Okay. We cannot enable foolishness, and we cannot be, hypocrites. Some of your parents are very hypocrite. Some of you communities and society with uh, our community and society, majority of you are very hypocrite, double standards. You only pick and choose. The worst thing is that most of you pick and choose, are selective on foolishness, negative things you promote. But the things that will help us learn and grow, we have to unlearn some things and relearn things and implement that at our own pace. Me, I run my race. I don't run nobody's race. I don't need to prove myself to nobody because I do not own anybody anything. I do things my own way. My I have had multiple conversations with my mother, or I would say debates with my mom, with my older sister, my younger sister. My younger sister calls on me if I say something that she feels that I did not go about the right way. She will call me on it. And I prefer that than someone, who claims to love me will tell me, oh, Adwoa, you okay? You did what you had to do. No, speak the truth to me. I rather I hear the truth and struggle and then have to come to terms and deal with it, because it means that you love me, you care for me, you want the best for me. But if you're going to sugarcoat it and not speak the truth, and in your mind, I did wrong, and still you said, oh, that's nothing, that means you're not teaching me anything. You're not doing me any favor. You are toxic to me. So my circle is very small. I'm selective on social media because, I mean, people who have who utilize their common sense, right? Common sense is not so common for everyone. People who have wisdom, people who teaches things that are beneficial to me. Oh my gosh, I will watch them any day, anytime. It just so happened most times some of the people that I want to be part of their program, when they come live, because of time differences, I'm still at work and I can't be part of the discussion. But days that I am, because I work Monday to Friday, weekends I'm home, I will be part of it. So we just have to educate ourselves. I don't like individuals who have closed mindset and fixed mindset. Hey, if you are married to one now, you go suffer for most part of your life with them, because they are the ones who will say, I was never taught like that. I like the way I am. They just telling, that's a red flag. They're telling you they will never change. What you see is what you get. I love open mindset women and open mindset men. You can work with them, because as difficult as they can be, in due time they're going to gradually change, because we can change other people, we can change ourselves, but our actions, behavior, things that we do, how we say things, how we go about things can positively influence our partners and people around us. You have to be consistent. Don't come today and be like, you are angel, and come tomorrow and show us, your backside. Two-faced people are the most dangerous people. People who get envious. Like if I see Sister Monique, her program that she does, she has a lot of views, she has a lot of support. I should be happy for her. I need to be able to promote her, to keep pushing. But Kobe before, Black people, when they see their people climbing up now, they will grab your waist, because they don't want to grab your sleeve. Oh, you might slip away. They will grab your waist with both hands and pull you down like you nothing. When you're on the floor, instead of leaning over, grabbing your hands and lifting you up, they will stamp on you. That's Kobe before for you. They don't want to see, if it's not them, it can never be you. They don't want to see other people succeeding. Why must that be? With time going, we in 21st century, 2024, a majority of Ghanaian people, both genders, you refuse to change. You refuse to grow. Why? You don't want to acquire knowledge. Me, sure. If I spend 10 years with a man who has nothing and now he has something and he shit on me by having a mistress and a side chick, then he can keep on walking, because I no longer will want to be with that person. They can go and enjoy that money because I can build my own. And someone will be like, this is what I'm talking about. Independent woman. No, because we refuse to be tied down to fools. If you cannot utilize your brain as you need to, there's no need for one to waste their life with you. Some women choosing to be single, not because they don't want to be with men, but they're tired of the toxic behavior, the nonsense and the foolishness. Tired. They're not going to condone that. So some of you men, you need to take a step and really figure out what it is that you want. Because not having sex on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, within the year, will not kill you. You will not die. You won't die. Women are more likely to sustain themselves for longer. But nowadays, you don't even know. Probably it's half and half, or 75-25, either way. Who knows? When you are committed to someone, you stay committed. You have to be honest. Stop the manipulation, the lies, the back and forth. Compromise. Talk with your partners. Spend more time with your partners. Married women, don't be dressing anyhow. You need to dress up. Dress. Keep yourself well. Don't allow your man to mistreat you, to manipulate you. Develop your own brain, your own mind. Stand up for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Be humble. Be respectful. Do not allow people to treat you anyhow. Hey, dependency. It will not help at all. I kid you not. Sometimes we want to accept the truth. Other times we don't. If I can change one person's life, or connect with one person, I am satisfied with that, because I have learned over the years, and thank God I'm able to develop my mind because, man, some people don't know what they're missing. Marriage, you can enjoy your marriage once the two of you work out your issue, have better understanding, set clear expectation, do not accept nonsense, right? You call on each other, holding each other accountable, taking responsibility. At times, the relationship some couples develop, they don't even need to wait for their partners before they accept their responsibility. They will acknowledge that on their own, right? And man, some even mistreat the babies. It's crazy. Like I just don't know. I mean, like you have some people who claims to be counselors and stuff and be talking about bullshit about this and that. Oh, women this, women that. We are tired though. Women are so tired hearing that, oh, a woman has to do this. Who made the rules of the duties for women and the duties for men? Eh? A lot of women ask for so much than men because you guys put almost everything on us. It's the responsibility of both the husband and the wife, the father and the mother, to build and to raise their children a healthy environment. Even if you and your wife or your ex-wife, you have a child, or your exes, you share a child, but you're no longer together, it's both your responsibility as parents, rational, responsible, carefree, loving, um, intelligent parents, to be on the same page and raise your children. If the dad says no, the mom should say no. If the dad says yes, the mom should say yes. You have to be on the same page, because if one is saying no, one is saying yes, trust me, children are very smart, especially this generation. They will use your differences against you. They will play you, the adults. A lot of parents nowadays are buying their children's love. As parents, we shouldn't be buying our children's love. My kids, their video games, most of aside from the one that I bought with the device, all the other games that my kids have is their own money. Their birthday money they getting from their uncles and their aunties and their grandparents. They save them. 16 and 14. Oh, mommy turned 14 just a couple days ago, less than a week ago. They save their money. Like this year, they asked for money. They're saving it to buy more holiday stuff, Christmas stuff for themselves. So if they see a game that they like, they save money. I tell them, you can do dishes. You wash your own, but if you do the family dishes, I'll pay you within the week, right? Maybe they can earn $20, up to $20 a week, up to $20 within the month. They will do it. Or making sure that they fold their clothes, they clean their side of the room, like just have them do some stuff. But it's not every behavior that I'm going to reward them, because there are some life skills that our children needs to learn, and parents also, we need to develop and learn some life skills that we can embed in us. So when we prompting our children, redirecting them, and doing things, some of our kids needs help. Some needs prompting, redirection, others need directive statement. You have to learn your kids. But if you, the adults, you don't get along and one is talking to their child or their children about the others, you breaking all the defense mechanisms. So you're going to have your child respecting one parent and disrespecting the other. What kind of parents are you? You need to do better, right? When we speak the truth now, you guys saying, oh, now it's my fault. Yeah, it's your fault. Any parent who is inconsistent You are the problem. You have to be consistent. When you set a expectation, you say you're going to do something, follow through it. Stop going back and forth, because you the reason why your child is what they are. Yeah, some more. Arabi said they won't bath, non-bath the baby or feed the baby. It's ridiculous. Like my kids, I told you guys earlier, my mom will come, will bathe the kids, because when they were very young, he couldn't do that. And then, taught him how to feed the baby, how to change the baby. So, was very involved from beginning to now. Yeah, you teach them, they will know. But some of them, they would rather sit down and drink, go smoke, and go with their side chicks and treat their side chicks, and then leave their wife. They see a dress that looks good on this woman. They don't think about their wives. They're thinking about their side chick or side piece. How disrespectful can you be? You talk about, oh, you don't look the same after you had the baby. How dare you? Mama, yeah, promote is saying obsession, Charlie. Charlie told me the truth. Thank God syndrome for. Mama, yeah, say that again. It's just crazy. Sometimes I'm trying to understand some of them. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Oh, Sister Monique, I didn't even realize you request. Chai, Sister Monique, yeah, mo akwaba. I'm what to say. Oh, yes, so I do need to thank you for joining in, tuning in.
No problem. I was listening to you. You were speaking my mind straight through.
Thank you.
I just wanted to come and add a bit to what you said.
Oh, go right ahead.
You see, when it comes to a man and a woman being in a relationship,
yeah,
it is a very huge decision and a responsibility, and it also involves accountability.
Oh, yes.
And I am talking about women with visions and purpose, and women who have put value on themselves and have standards and expectations.
That's right.
So if you are a man who also has a vision and a purpose, and you have standards and expectations, and you know what your value is, and the woman also knows what her value is, one of the fundamental components of a relationship is respect.
That's right.
So when when both of us decided we were going to be exclusive, and that we were going to get married, we said to ourselves that in the whole of this universe,
that's right,
I chose you, you chose me.
Bam.
And we decided we were going to create a safe space called a home, a sanctuary called a home.
Yes.
So therefore, I do not see any valid reason why you should go out and not end up in the same bed as myself at the end of the night. And let me talk about standards and expectations. Sister Adwoa, there's a lot of women, especially in our community, who do not have standards and expectations.
That's
And
right.
they talk a lot about the fact that they have value, but they don't even understand the meaning of a woman having internal value.
Thank you.
Now, one of the rules I have in my relationship is that we are supposed to wake up and we are supposed to start and end the day in the same bed.
That's right.
That is an expectation because we are a partnership.
Yeah.
And we are supposed to re-energize in the morning in the same bed, and we are ending up at the end of the day in the same bed.
That's right.
So if you say you are going out, and it's an expectation that I'm expecting you to be at home.
Yeah.
And you are expecting me to be at home. I don't know what is the reason why you'll be staying as Sister Adwoa, do you know there are so many married women in our community whose husbands practice this nonsense and they condone it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, because they insecure, they dependent, so they don't know how to address the situation.
Yeah. And they hide under the vice of a wise woman builds her home and a foolish woman tears her home down.
That's right.
Pure stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of married women in our community are living with their husbands and they have been devalued.
Yeah.
Now, every single time a man cheats on a woman,
mm-hmm.
he devalues you spiritually.
Yeah.
He devalues you physically.
Yeah.
And he also devalues your soul.
And mentally.
Because ultimately, what that man is saying to you when he cheats is that you are not enough.
Yeah. Basically.
That is what he's saying to you. Mm-hmm. And I always go by this analogy. When a man cheats, or when cheating happens, it's a breaking of trust.
Yes.
When you break a trust, it's like a shattered mirror or glass.
That's right.
You can pick them back together and tape them together.
It will never be the same.
Becomes the same.
That's
there
right.
There are so many married women hiding under the religious guise of I'm keeping my home, and they resent their husbands because
Lord.
Their husbands have been cheating over and over and over, and they have enabled it and they have condoned it. In fact, some women have even developed coping mechanisms in our Ghanaian community to teach young women and women how to cope with cheating. Now, let me tell you something. That is why it is important that as a woman, we always talk about adding value to yourself.
Yeah.
The basic understanding of that is add something to yourself that you are able to earn money from.
That's right.
Add something to yourself that opens your mind and gives you information, updated information.
That's right.
It's a skill. And that is the reason why it is imperative that as a Black or woman or whatever, you educate yourself. Don't let no foolish person tell you that education is not the way forward.
Thank you.
It is the way forward.
Yep. Most definitely. Yep.
Having been educated myself and accessing higher education as I go along my journey of life and adding value to myself, it is one of the ways.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody lie to you.
No.
It will open doors that you never imagined.
Yeah.
It will give you access to people that you would never in your world have met. And it will open your mind in a way that you never imagined.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me that once you have put value on yourself as a woman, understand what your internal value is.
That's right.
And how rich you have become after adding to yourself. That a man, you are living with a man and he can go out, cheat, sleep outside and give you a flimsy excuse and you take that, it's okay.
That's right.
You don't know who you are? No. Do you know that most of our men who say that, Steve and all this nonsense.
Yeah.
That, do you know when they end up on the other side? Nonsense.
Oh, someone call you and bring in an echo.
I think there's an echo. Give me 1 second. I'll be back.
Okay, great. Okay, so Sister Monique will come back, and our sister Akuya said, I can't be in a sinking ship. Says, I'm right there with you. We have some women who will leave one relationship, one abusive relationship to another without healing, taking pause into heal, and jump into another ship, and then wait till it gets to the middle of the ocean somewhere before they ask where we are going. You need to ask first. Make sure you are in good space to go into another relationship. A lot of women are struggling in their relationship because they do not value themselves. They don't know their self-worth due to limiting themselves, settling for less, and enabling most of our men to do what they do best. Some women will even come on social media and All those women who are married, your husband was not made just for you. Really? If they're not made for me, I come and take it all. Eh? Why can't you find yours? That some of them will be like, I would date married men because you see married men as responsible individuals. But guess what? Most married men, or some married men, I stand to be corrected, are being sustained because of the woman that they are married to. Eh? And the ones, the nobles one, the ones with wisdom, no, they will never cheat on their wives or their baby's mama, because they know their value, the type of person, woman that their queens are. Whatever standard you build for your man, that's how they're going to treat you. Sister Kia said, right, Auntie Adwoa, give it to them. Hey, I was on fire. I try my best. Yeah. Someone earlier said dangerous. Yes. Sister Kia said, thank you for the wisdom, sister. You're so very welcome. Thank you guys for your constructive contribution. What is love when? Oh, hold on. Sorry, Sister Monique. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Where was even I? So you want to tell me that you put value on yourself and that a man can go sleep outside and do whatever he wants and that is okay. That is an indication that you, the woman, you have a lot of internal work to do.
Yeah.
You see, these same men in our community that have been talking about how our women are not submissive and they are not respectful, and as a woman you have to be submissive and he's the head. What happens when they marry our white counterparts?
They do well.
I see the submission goes out of the window there.
Yeah, they behave.
I see them a lot with the pushchairs whilst the white women are walking by the side. I see them a lot in the shopping centers when they are pulling the trolleys.
Yeah.
Right. So how do we think that happens? It is because standards and expectations are at play.
That's right.
And when they got over there, they realized that they could not behave their bad behaviors over there.
That's right.
It is essential that as a woman, you understand and get to know who you are.
That's right.
And you have to have a certain limit and deal breakers and standards and expectations where you are able to say, this behavior of yours is not acceptable.
That's right.
Some women have been relegated to the fact that they feel grateful. It's almost like they are grateful they have a man.
Oh, wow.
And they intend to keep that man by all means. Now, let's educate ourselves about something. It is only a man who wants to be kept that can be kept.
Oh, yes.
Women, you cannot key a man. It is a man who wants to be kept.
That's right.
You can do. A friend of mine said something and it was so interesting. A Ugandan friend of mine. She said, Monique, you can swing on a tree for a man. If he wants to leave, he will leave. So you see some of these so-called religious fanatic women come on social media and tell the whole world how they jump on their husbands in the bedroom and do all sorts of styles. Let me tell you something. Madam or whoever these fanatics are, your husband is only there because he wants to be kept.
Of course.
You see those jumping styles you are doing? Please make sure you continue to do those styles when you are 60 years old.
Yeah, in your 70s
because
too.
You started with them. And men have a tendency of when you start something with them, it is very hard to stop in the middle.
Yeah, you have to keep it up.
When you are jumping and doing, get ready that when arthritis starts attacking your knees, that you can continue at 55, 60, 70 that man, because if you can't, he will have to seek that kind of same style from a younger woman who is probably prettier than you.
That's right.
Listen, as women, you have to learn to be content with who you are.
That's right.
You have to understand that if a man decides that he wants to be your life partner, and he is a serious man with a vision and a purposeful man, you will not need to struggle.
That's right.
Because he has an understanding of why he is with you and where you are going. And most of those men understand that it is a journey you are traveling and that you will evolve. I spoke about this childbirth thing on a certain platform, and I said, listen, when a woman, so much expectation is put on women in our community.
Yeah.
And women are putting all sorts of stuff down there and doing all sorts of stuff so they can keep men. Now, let me tell you something.
That's sad.
When the woman you knew who was 18, is never going to be the same woman at 30.
Of course.
They will never be the same woman at 40. And they will never be the same woman at 50.
Yeah.
When you met that woman at 18 years old, she was probably size 8, with a tiny waist and a big bum, and she had never carried a child.
That's right.
Now, at 30 or maybe mid-20s or whatever, she went and she had a baby.
Yeah.
Maybe she had natural or C-section. Now, every child you have, we know that you lose a certain amount of energy in you. So how are you expecting that woman to still be doing the sexual things she used to do with you when she was 18? And that is a determination. If you have a man like that, that is a man who is not evolving.
That's right.
And I said, listen, if your sexual activity at 18, when you reach 30, it needs to evolve. Your sexual activity at 30, when you reach 40, it needs to evolve.
That's right.
So you have certain married women who are shameless, stand on social media, and they tell the whole world how they jump on top of their husbands, the kind of styles they do in the bedroom. And I don't know who they are trying to inspire. But one message I want to tell you is that sexual position you are talking about works for you and that man you are with.
Yeah.
It's not going to work
for everybody.
And me, I have a rule. Sister Adwoa, I am not going to do no nonsense sexual stuff to break my waist for no man.
I know, or your neck even to die.
I will not do no nonsense. Listen, there's something called having sex and there's something called making love. Intimacy. Now, matured, wise, intelligent, smart, articulate,
we make love.
Evolving women like us. The reason why you never hear about us talking about sex and sexual activity between our partners and our husbands in public is because we do not have sex. We make love. And it has evolved to the extent that when you make love with a man behind closed doors, it is sacred and it is spiritual. That's and right. It is soulful. So we do not discuss stuff like that in public. That is what separates bush illiterate women from wise, smart, intelligent, respectful women on social media.
Deep.
Yeah. So when you are busy thinking of, and I jump this way, no. Some of us making love starts from the environment in the room.
That's right.
Some of you women who are making noise don't even know what sensual is.
Nope.
Some of you don't even know the art of touching. Some of you don't even know the art of making a woman or a man feel safe without penetration.
That is right.
Why I said, go and learn and read some books. The basic a woman should have studied about sexuality activity is reading the Kama Sutra.
That's right.
Go and read and stop disturbing our peace on social media. Telling young girls to jump this way, do that way. We don't want to know what is happening between you and that man behind closed doors. We don't want to know. So when it comes to this kind of, oh, do this to keep a man, you can never keep a man. A man will stay if he wants to be kept.
That's right.
And let me tell young women something. For the young women who are taking men to all sorts of kayamata juju places, come, let's tie your husbands, please don't stress yourself.
That's
Do
right.
you know why? The man that you are going to go and tie, there's probably 4 or 5 other women tying the same man somewhere.
I know, right?
Exactly. So let me advise you.
Oh, Lord.
You see these spiritual stuffs, you always have to update yourself with them.
That's
For
right.
those of you who are putting juju in the foods of your boyfriends and that nonsense, you always have to update it. And I'm sure when you go to those spiritualists, they tell you, because the day you forget to upgrade it, what happens? It finishes, it's gone.
That's right. Sister Pia said, I know, right?
I'm telling you, for how long are you going to go here, upgrade this, upgrade? Sometimes you even forget. And you see nature. Nature will make sure you forget. Those of you, in fact, there's one I have to tell. Hey, those of you cooking food with your periods for your
my gosh, that's nasty.
That nonsense. Stop that nonsense. How many periods do you want to put in the food?
What a waste of time.
And polygamous men, let me advise you. You are bound to eat periods and all sorts of stuff at some point in your life.
That's true.
The women will do anything to hold you.
Yeah.
Yes. So young ladies, let me tell you, one thing my mother told me is this. She said, you see, if marriage is in your destiny, there is a man destined to find you.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter how long it takes that man to find you.
That's right.
That man will belong to you. And you will not need to fight with anybody over that
for
man.
him. Yeah.
It is when you meet that man that you have met something called your soulmate.
That's right.
It doesn't matter the distractions. That man will see you as the only woman in the entire world. So there will be no need for you to go and use, because that kayamata you are using it to hold somebody's husband.
That's right.
And that man is not destined for you. So you can go round in circles and hold that man for how many years? He will eventually leave you.
Yeah.
So instead of wasting money on kayamata, use that money to pay for a skill.
That's right.
Register a library. Go to school. By the time you finish that school and upgrade yourself, your social network and settings will now be different kind of people.
That's
and
right.
Who knows? The man destined for you, if marriage is what you want and is in your destiny, may find you right there.
That's right.
And if it is not in your destiny, the world has evolved so much. Keep living your life. Travel the world if that is what you want to do. Do whatever you want to do with your life, because you only have one life.
Yeah.
And don't stress yourself about this nonsense our society is saying. You see, this thing we are doing, the fanatics will come. Don't listen to them. You listen to them. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like,
God
wow.
bless you too.
Some of you religious fanatics that come and make noise on social media and bring out all your designer stuff. That is not what we want to see.
Exactly.
Bring out your degrees. We want to see that one. Bring out your degrees, your master's degrees, your PhDs. We want to see that one. We don't want to see no designer shoes and tops. Because that one, anybody can walk into a shop and get one.
Oh yeah, they have counterfeit. They have the fake ones.
Yes. So bring your educational accolades. We want to see that one. You see? So woman here, please. I am telling you, there was I was speaking to a young woman once. I said, listen, you see this sex that people are so desperate to have is so overrated. It's when you get married, you will understand.
Yes.
You will have it non-stop. You yourself will be tired.
Yeah, you won't even, there are going to be some months you won't even think about it.
So there's no need. Sometimes I see young ladies wearing next to nothing on social media, shaking their ass, being so such. Relax yourself. When you get married, oh my God, you will be tired. You even say to the man, can you even maybe travel for a week?
That's true. Yeah.
So when you meet the right one, you will have that sex. You yourself, you will be like, why was I being worrying myself?
Yeah.
So relax yourself.
Sister Pierre is laughing.
There's a lot of life ahead of you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things ahead of you. Sometimes you even be living with a man for 1 week, 2 weeks. You haven't even done nothing.
Yeah.
Because both of you are tired, you are busy, you are going here, there, come here, from here. Especially if you are not lucky enough to have a man who works internationally on business.
Yeah.
You yourself, you will be like, what was I struggling for? And then if you don't have a life, you will now start complaining to the man that you are lonely.
Yeah.
So please, find yourselves. Find your value. If marriage is in your destiny, and I always say, because not everyone, the reality is, not everyone will get married.
That's
right.
The
truth that people don't want to tell people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not everyone will get married. I used to have a friend, Sister Adwoa, every relationship she goes in with 100%. She always come out crying.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
One heartbreak after the other, until we all sat down one day. We discussed it behind her. We sat down with her and I said, listen, have you ever thought of the possibility that marriage is never your thing?
Yeah.
She didn't speak to us for like nearly 3 months.
Oh my.
Until she went and she sat down and she came back and she said, you know what? I never thought of it that way. She hasn't been in a relationship for a long time and she's living her best life.
That's awesome.
It is not her fault. Is she going to grab a man out there? She has tried. It's not working.
Yeah.
What should she do? Will she kill herself?
No.
There is a possibility that marriage has never been in her destiny.
Yeah.
And there's other things she needs to focus on. It doesn't make her less of someone who is married.
That's right.
Your happiness, your well-being is paramount. It is not about, as a young woman in the Ghanaian community, you must get married. And that if you are not married, then your married counterparts are better than you. No. Social media kasa about marriage. Because musu by bonny, mukasa time. Mu behavior time kura mu de betina social media so eya dumbi na na be me bi na no to ocho nanka de mu ya wo no I don't think says enya dumbi a anka mu benya mema kura ma o masemo pay.
Seriously.
And so when you come and you start rubbing it in other people's face, remember where you started from. Marriage is not a competition. It is a choice.
And it's not an achievement, you know.
It's not an achievement. And it is not the air you breathe. If you choose it, and I always say this, if it is in your destiny, because not everyone is destined to marry. There are people who are meant to be single and they are meant to head corporations.
Yeah.
There are people who are meant to be single. They are meant to lead countries. There are people who are meant to be single. They are meant to do humanitarian work.
That's right.
That is what they are destined to do. There was a guy that I used to know when I used to work for Christian Solidarity Worldwide.
Okay.
He advocates for Christian rights all over the world. Do you know what he used to do? He was a human rights defender.
Wow.
And he had the highest life insurance on him because some of the regions that he goes into, he could be killed.
Okay, any time.
anytime. So somebody like that, if he's not married, who the hell do you think you are to judge him? That is his calling.
That's right.
So everybody, it depends on what. That's why I always say, once you find your purpose, you will actually be able to answer the question.
That's right.
According to your purpose. If you are meant to be married, it will answer part of the question for you because it will align you. And then you will know. There are some people, they travel all the time in their purpose. They cannot settle down in one place.
That's right.
So do you think that you that is married, who hasn't put no value on yourself, the only thing you have holding on to is a marriage certificate and a dick? You think you are better than that person?
I know, right? I somehow on my eye free with I don't understand. No. Hey.
Marriage, the way they are doing it now is too much. And it is almost getting to the point that either if you are a divorced woman, you have separated, you are single, you cannot come on social media and talk.
That's very bad. Yeah.
I want to say this here. Now, I wrote this on my page. Single women, divorced women, separated women, hear me very clearly. Do not entertain, allow any married woman to disrespect you because you are not married in private or publicly.
Amen to that.
Allow it.
Amen.
Because by virtue of being married doesn't make no human being better than the other.
Yeah. You're right.
Get to know who you are. Find your value. And by the way, we all know what the statistics are saying. Single women are much happier. Single women and married men are much happier than married women. That is the statistics there. So please, if you are married, that was your choice.
That's right.
If someone is not married,
that's their choice.
Alone. That is their choice.
Yeah.
If marriage is in their destiny,
they will get married.
Do so. Why do you think some women have gone to 2, 3, 4 marriages? Because maybe it's not in your destiny, but our society tells us that you have to be married at all costs.
Pressure. Some people have
been married 4, 5 times. Are they? When are you going to sit down and self-reflect and do a self-evaluation?
Family pressure, peer pressure,
you understand?
Societal pressure. Oh man.
Until we get to the point where we are loving ourselves, liking ourselves, and appreciating ourselves, we will continue to spill this nonsense on social media.
That's right.
And stigmatize single women because they spoke up. No. Allow them to speak up.
Yeah.
If you are a married woman and you have an issue with someone, address the issue. Don't bring your marriage to tax someone under the pretense that because you are married, it means you are of good character or your statusly, you are better than. So you are not.
Yeah.
It is a choice. And like I said, because if I was a man, because
sister, now can you say the same? You're right. Poor characteristic.
Enough of it. Enough of the religious fanatic. And those of you who carry it on your head. And marriage is God said. Marriage does not have one definition. If you are Christian, marriage, your Christian definition is unique to you.
Yeah.
There are so many different definitions of marriage. So stick to your definition, and that definition works predominantly for you.
Yeah.
Not for the entire world. So young ladies, let me tell you something.
Slow down.
Slow down. For those of us who have walked the walk and got here, relax yourself.
Most definitely.
Enjoy yourself. Have some time for this time. There's a lot of time ahead of you. And don't compromise yourself. Build yourself strategically for the right person to find you. Because I strongly believe when the right person finds you, you will not have to compete with no woman for that person.
Hell yeah.
And you will be able to share the same purpose and vision. And let me tell you, One of the ways to know when you've met the one is that you will share the same vision and the same purpose.
That's right.
And you will find that when you meet the right person, you don't need to work so much on the relationship. Everything works like clockwork.
And you complement each other.
And you complement each other. So if you are in a relationship as a young lady and it's always one problem, one trouble here, please do yourself a favor and walk if you need to. Because sometimes it is not meant to be.
Yeah.
Some of you are pulling your hair out just to hold on to men. There was a lady who was recently on TikTok somewhere crying because she's 30. I think she's 30 something. She's not married.
What?
And I don't know who she is. You better go and find a skill or education for yourself. You better start building a business to earn some money for yourself. Do you think the well-meaning men that you want, they want to come and pick you in your misery like that without no job, no business, no income, nothing? You are sitting there waiting to be married. Who do you think wants to come and marry you in that state?
I was 33 when I got married. Like, you don't, it doesn't even matter how old you are. Some people are getting married at 45, 50. God damn.
For me, age is not even a determination.
Yeah.
Age is not a determination. Don't go put pressure on yourselves. Say, hey, by the time I'm 30, I have to get married. By the time please, relax yourself.
Sister, it's the society and the family and the peer pressures, no. Because most of us, most of people from our community society, they worry about what other people think. That is say, obini many one is a queer nomne mama ya nomne Arabi nomne omu di this one. And yan ya won kakra ni yeti.
And you will not die, I'm telling you.
Yes.
I have friends who are celibate by choice. I have friends who are married by choice. I have friends who got married and are divorced now. I have friends who are separated. And they are all looking, none of them have died of loneliness.
No.
So relax yourself. Everybody's journey in this life is unique to them.
Yeah.
So if someone said they've met their soulmate and they are married at 20, that is their choice and their own journey. Please, don't determine and mark your life and your journey based on someone's journey.
Yeah.
Remember that you are unique. Like I said, sometimes your journey will be like as slow as the tortoise. That is your pace.
Yeah.
Some people, their journey is as fast as the lion.
Yeah.
That is their pace. Some people, their journey is as fast as the chicken.
Yeah.
That is their pace.
Yeah, running your own race.
That you need. Yes. Grow up enough to understand that there's something called authenticity. And that authenticity is unique to you.
Yeah.
Your journey is unique to you. Something that might take 10 years for somebody might take 5 years for you. It is your journey. Don't go and blame your grandmother in the village as a witch, please.
It's crazy.
She don't know nothing about that. Even some of you, let's talk about this so-called generational curses that they talk about. Some people have based their whole life's failure on generational curses.
And most times, it's not just on generational curses. No. It's our decision making that put us in situations.
Yes. Listen, you come from a family like I come from, very strong feminist. Right from my grandmother. You know that if you don't take care, this kind of family, you will not tolerate any man.
Yeah.
Because all the women are raised to be self-sufficient. So that one is not generational. It is you that will now say, okay, let me maybe unlearn some of the things so that I can be able to compromise.
Yeah.
That is not generational. It's common sense.
That's right.
So something that is a pattern happening in your family, sit down, ask yourself, why is this happening? Especially some of you, those homes that the marriages do not happen. Check very well. You find most of the women in those homes are very, very strong headed women.
Yeah.
Very feminist. It doesn't mean something is wrong with them. You just have to learn and unlearn certain things,
Yeah.
and then be on your way if that is what you want.
No, that's true.
So please, let's speak the truth to ourselves.
Mm.
Let's self-reflect.
Mhm.
Let's self-evaluate.
Yeah.
And understand that, listen, what is for you, nobody can take away from you.
That's right.
They might, you see, even if someone wants to destroy you, they might try to divert your journey.
Distractions.
It will distract you for a while, but let me tell you, the universe is very interesting.
Yeah.
You will eventually get back on there.
Yeah.
But it will distract you for a while. That is the power they can do.
Yeah.
They cannot destroy you unless they kill you completely.
That's right.
Even if they delay you, you will get back on that road again.
As long as you stay focused.
Exactly. So please, these fanatics making all those noise. Some of the stuff they come and say, I'm jumping on my husband and I will go sit somewhere. Let's think about ourselves. That spouse you are doing with your so-called husband is between you and your husband in your bedroom. And it's very archaic anyway. When I listen to some of your stars, I think to myself, look at them. They don't even know what love making is.
A lot of them don't talk about love making because they haven't experienced. They have not experienced it.
May I ask a huge request that one of these days you treat the topic of love making?
We'll do, and I'll let you know.
What sexuality is. They say sometimes someone can say, are these people okay? And there was a saying one of them said, let me just put it here. The husband has slept with her. She's her whole body's aching. I said, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Are you
seriously?
Can you imagine? And you are not ashamed.
My gosh.
You are not ashamed. You are standing in public expressing to the whole world this nonsense.
I think in their mind, they think that sharing that information is going to be beneficial, or like it would seem that she's doing the right thing and the husband is the it person. But like there has been some instances, I have some people talk about when they having sex with their partner, they want to be beaten. I'll be like, me, Adwoa, you're going to beat me. Hey.
And that's a form of that's abuse. And most of those women who do that, if you check their history, most of them have been sexually abused.
Yeah, they have some
type of carry it on.
Trauma.
So one of the things I want to put here is that when you have sexual relations with someone, you should never come out of that act feeling devalued or feeling like you've been subdued or something. You should always come out of that experience feeling very empowered,
certified too,
as a woman. And social media, that is not the right way. If you want to teach young people the right way, let's teach young people the right way. Young ladies, stop cooking jollof down there.
Yes.
Stop putting clothes, all that nonsense down there. There's only one thing that can strengthen you down there. It is called pelvic floor muscles.
Exercise. Kegel exercise.
It is your Kegels is the only thing.
Yeah.
That strengthens you down there because it controls your pelvic floors. And your pelvic floors are the main thing that holds the honey pot.
Yeah. And it builds the vagina walls. So don't put no
clothes. They are washing with clothes.
Oh my gosh.
Water, put this, that. Please stop this nonsense.
Don't push things in there. You're messing up your vagina.
At all. And then you come and you talk about how you got in Odepa. When you were eating those Hausa cocoa and pouring sugar in it, you didn't know it would turn to Odepa.
Oh my God.
You don't know. When you are putting sugar, look at how much they eat sugar in Ghana over there. Everything you eat converts to sugar.
Yeah.
Yam, cocoa yam, everything.
Drink water. Drink a lot of water, guys.
And then you are saying, and they'll go to church. You find the pastor will say, "This witch who told you that if you eat too much sugar, where do you think it's going to convert you? It will convert very nice and give you the beautiful white over there."
That's right. You be leaking most of the time when you walk in. By the time you move from one place to another, you are so wet down there, you start smelling.
And let me, something I learned here. Please, women who are giving birth in the Black community, when you sit on hot water, it dilates your honey pot. Those of you who sit on hot water all the time, now, if you feel that you are loose down there, don't go blaming no witch.
Yeah.
That is scientifically what has been discovered. When you sit on hot water too much, it dilates your muscles down there.
Yeah.
So that is why you are feeling like you are white down there. Stop sitting on hot water. It is not good for you.
Yeah.
But in our culture, they say you have to sit on hot water. They didn't know any better.
That's
Apparently, sitting on hot water dilates down there all the time. So you feel like you are walking on the motorway. You are doing it to yourself. It's not your great-grandmother that's doing to you.
Yeah.
Stop sitting on the hot water. Some of you haven't had children. What are you sitting on hot water for?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I mean, what are these girls doing to themselves? My gosh.
Everything they are not supposed to be doing is what they are telling them to do. Eat well, incorporate a lot of fruits and vegetables in your diet.
Yeah.
Look, if you live in Ghana, I don't even know why you are eating sugar. You have fresh honey. Get some honey. Reduce your sugar intake. If you are someone that's having a lot of recurring flights, go to the gynecologist. Get tested. It is because you are putting things down there. The bacteria is off. Stop putting things down there. Wash with your lukewarm, really, water, and the bacteria will come back to normal. Stop putting your hand down there. The bacteria needs to do its thing.
And stop spraying things over there too, because some people are spraying whatever. I mean, like, oh my gosh, do you guys?
A lot of these inclusive women, on the social media, they can say, now, let me tell you, no woman smells of vanilla, roses, or lavender.
That's true.
Woman. If you are with a woman who smells of roses, vanilla, and lavender down there, they have put something artificial down there.
They sprayed it.
The woman has her smell.
Yeah.
It is the responsibility of the man to get used to your woman's smell.
Yeah.
It is not supposed to smell foul. But every woman has their own vagina flora smell.
That's
now,
right.
Once you, the man, gets used to the smell, if something changes, then you know that there's something not right. You can tell the woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean come and sit on social media and tell the whole world how something that is supposed to happen behind closed doors. You come and say, and guess what? Some of the women are struggling because the men, they are putting the alkaline they are putting down there. It's throwing the acid down there off, and then they will come and disgrace you.
Yeah.
Not knowing it's their fault.
It's very true. And when it comes to maintaining good hygiene, I mean, you have some of the men, they will talk about their women, having bad odor and stuff like that. And let's not forget, we also have some men, they have poor hygiene. So, I mean, talk to each other to make sure, say, you're taking care of your personal stuff. The triangle, but you can also do 4 corner, because your armpits, genital area, your backside, you need to make sure any place that there's no air going over there, it smells, okay? And then the outfit that we wear, like for women, when we go out, we need to have cotton panties, because when you wear the polyester, the lace, the silk, it kind of condense the sweat in your pubic hair down there. So you have to wear cotton panties to absorb the sweat. But some of them don't know that. So by the time they wear jeans, pants, and stuff, skirt, they sit down, they get up, and you see leaks. right? So we have to educate ourselves.
Seriously. So please, young ladies, please put value on yourself. It is the ultimate thing. The rest will follow.
Yes.
Put value. If you haven't learn a skill, educate, earn your own money.
Yeah.
The rest will fall in place. It always does.
That's right.
And if marriage is meant to find your purpose and your vision, align yourself. What is your purpose? Something that you love to do. Something that you don't have to struggle. You don't need too much effort. Something that you get satisfaction from.
That's
something
right.
you love to do. Identify it. Find it. The rest will fall in place. And stop listening to these fanatics. Some of them, like I wrote, they never thought in their lives that they will ever get married.
Yes.
So the moment they got married, they must tell the whole world. So every day, they must put on a video to announce their nonsense marriage. Your best marriage to you, and you will be baller.
That's true. That's very true.
Best marriage now, and you will be baller.
It's true.
Chelsea and Ma, your friend saying, you will be from. They don't work. They come from old money. Old money. Almost sorry. Their day, they have artilleries. They go for massage, shopping. They have what do you call it? They have house helps in their homes.
That's right.
This UK. Go and see how they are living. When we are talking about marriage, some of you will come and make noise. Those who are really enjoying, they don't have time. They are busy enjoying themselves, going on cruises. Their husbands are raking in their money.
Yeah.
They don't work. They call them ladies of leisure.
Yeah.
Ladies of leisure. Go and see the homes they are living in Chelsea, Knightsbridge, those places. Go and see.
Yeah. That's very true. You're right.
They have butlers in their homes. They have childminders. They have cooks. Private chefs that come and cook for them.
Yeah.
All they do is go for manicures every day of the week. They have an artillery. They have drivers in the UK. Ladies of leisure. Go and find out.
Yeah. Maybe before the Yaka we are so behind.
Sometimes you see, because sometimes you know some of these things when they are making noise, you just scroll past because it's empty barrels who make noise.
Yeah, the most
real
noise.
Accomplished married women who are enjoying what is called marriage. They don't have the time to come on social media, but if you have had the time to speak to them or to listen to them, what marriage is to them, you yourself, you'll be inspired and you realize that, oh, so mine, I have to keep quiet.
Yeah. Very true.
Please, young ladies, there's a lot ahead of you.
Yeah.
Marriage is not the ultimate. If it is in your destiny, I wish it well for you.
Yeah.
But it has to be with the right
person. Don't force yourself.
Don't listen to this our society and go and put your head in something that you regret for the rest of your life. Listen, it is better to be single and live than to be married with a title and be dying inside.
That's right.
In our community, there's a lot of them pretending who are dying inside.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Monique. Don't go yet. Before you go, I want you to do promo on the program that you do, days that you come on. I know you're gonna take a couple break because of during the holiday, but so that people will be familiar with what you do.
So I do. Thank you so much.
You're
so
welcome.
I do Talks with Monique on Fridays at 8 p.m. UK time. So I'm taking a couple of weeks break, but I'll surely be back in the third week. I will write it out when I'm back, and then I'm back for November, and then I'm off again. I'm going away. I'm off again, but I will keep announcing it so you will see it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sis, for coming through. I appreciate that, man. When you guys come on, you make my job so easy. I don't have to talk much. Okay, so I know went off a bit, but you know, when the conversation gets so good, you don't want to, like, you know, stop talking. You want to keep going. So I'm going to do a few promos, and then, you know, I'll close for today. But you know, in terms of when I come live is weekends, which is Saturdays with Sofo Samuel Koso on at 3:30 p.m. US Eastern Time, and then 7:30 p.m. Ghana time with Sofo Samuel Koso in marriage lesson, right? Most times we talk about general topics, and then every once in a while we limit it to married couples. And we do it in the Akan language in Chi on Saturdays. On Sundays, which is the one that I'm doing today, Sister Moni, thank you so much for coming through. And Sister Pia's Arabi, Mama Ya, what is love? You know, the global. Thank you guys for your constructive contribution when y'all come through. You know, I love having contributions so I can read through it as we go. You know, Sundays is life issues. Abrabo Mu Nsem. We talk about anything, everything, and Sundays I leave it open talk or freestyle discussion, so we can basically talk about anything, with the exception, as I would say, with the exception of politics, religion. I mean, sometimes when you making references, something might come through. That's okay. And I do not condone here. We're here to learn and teach, you know, to teach and learn from each other. We don't condone in disrespect or you know, insulting and all that. So by foolishness, dear, it's a word that I use, and when someone is foolish, they foolish, you know. I use it all the time. So Sundays, I speak mostly English, but of course, if Chi is your dominant language, I don't mind you speaking it. I'm not going to force you to do that. We also need to keep in mind people that are following us, you know, not all of them are Ghanaians. We have some who do not understand our language. So English is a universal language. So you just need to be mindful what audience that you want to connect with, right? And Sundays I come at 3 p.m. US Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Ghana time. We're going to be changing time very soon. And when we change time, instead of 7 p.m. in Ghana, it will be 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. because I stick with the time here, so I don't move. But the Ghana time will change because when we move an hour ahead or an hour back, it's like, you know, either 5 hours or 4 hours. So if we do change time, I will let you guys know what time I'll come. I'm also thinking, and I'm glad that, you know, Sister Monique, you know, asked to come and, you know, talk about lovemaking, because when you are in a relationship and in a marriage, a lot of people, you know, they talk about sex. You know, lovemaking is the most amazing thing in marriages, and at times, you know, you can spend quality time with your partner without having any sex or even doing anything, and you still will be certified. So a lot of people are lacking of that and they don't know. But I'm thinking of maybe Wednesday night in the middle of the week, you know, and some of you, the time will be perfect for you. Others, you guys will miss out because of the time differences. But when I do make that decision, because of course, uh, I have to figure out when best to do it. So I will let you guys know. Now, let me do promo. We have our sister Arabi, right? Our sister Arabi, Nana Araba. She does, you know, advertisement, you know, promotional videos and audio. So if you have a business that you would like, her to like help you with that to promote it, reach out to Arabi on TikTok or Nana Araba on Facebook, and she would definitely help you with it. She has made some videos for me. I have to put them together and start, playing that, promoting it, because like, I have become lazy with that. And sorry, Arabi. Oh Lord, I am certified with it. So it's like, sometimes you're doing so much. It's like you running around doing things. Oh, thank you so much. All the gifters, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. So just make sure you reach out to her. The work that she do, Lulu's niche, she does so much. She also, sell some cologne, perfume for guys, and ladies, unisex one. So you can get your own different smell. And because like when you smell good now, your partner wants to be around you more. Trust me, nobody wants to be around someone who smells really bad. We have to maintain the appropriate and healthy hygiene, right? We have to take care of ourselves and know what to do and what not to do. That means you have to educate yourself. We have informal education, which is things that we're doing on social media. And then we have formal education, actually going to school, registering online classes or going to in-person classes and stuff like that. So education is a must. When you stop uh, um, educating yourself, will be the day, God forbid, that you no longer living in this world with us. So, like, we just need to build ourselves up and everything. And then y'all see this beautiful shirt I'm wearing, right? It's nice and unique, very authentic, right? And it's from Sister Sage Williams, Lady Coco on TikTok, Sister Sage Williams on Facebook. So you can message her. And it's a good, decent prices. Holiday is coming. So, like, with the holidays, you can purchase some of this shirt and give it to family members. Trust me, when you wear it outside, you look unique. You look different, because you have people who put on t-shirt, regular t-shirt. It looks regular t-shirt, but this one, it attracts people. People ask you, where did you get this and stuff like that. You can tell them for them to go to sageshare.com. And if you do go there, and let's say you like this in white, she does have it in white, and different. Don't panic. If you don't see in the color that you want, just order whatever, however amount that you want. And then there's going to be a comment box. You let her know the color that you want in that shirt, because you let her know the patterns that you want, and then she would definitely get it to you. Sell dresses, one size fit all is like 85% of that. So it don't matter if you tall, short, you heavyweight or skinny. Like for me, I go with the one size fits all, because I'm not too big and I'm not too small. I'm in between. So I prefer that. And then, the 15% of outfit, you need to have 32 waist, which means you need to start on working out and toning down to get there. I'm still trying. I have even bought me one of that dress. She told me, she was like, Sister, Auntie Adwoa Odo, Sister Adwoa Odo, this one you have to have like 32 waist. I was like, don't worry, I'm still getting it, because it looks so old. It looks really beautiful. It's a beautiful dress, and I'm still working to get into that dress. Once I get into it, I'll let you guys know, because I'm going to show it off, right? So go to sageshare.com. And she sells jewelry, earrings, bracelet, necklaces, beads, scarf, which we would say duku in our native language. She sells cream. I've been using that cream for over 3 years now. it has shea butter in it. You see, cocoa butter, right? Ni nyinaa ebi wom. And then, she has a lot of accessories on her website, sageshare.com. So make sure you do go over there to support her. Her customer service is fantastical. I just love it. If she tells you you're going to get your merchandises, within the week you will get it. Once she mails it, she will send you the tracking number, or for you to track it. For me, she will send it to me. I don't even pay any mind to it. And then she will send me a text message, Sister Adwoa, you should be getting your package today. And sure enough, before the day's end, I will be able to get my packages and stuff like that. For over 3 years, I order from sageshare.com. I do not have any complaints. All the merchandises that I get, I am certified with it, and I cannot complain. So I will not direct you guys to go over there to sageshare.com to get some of this authentic merchandises. You will love it. So let's support our sister Sage Williams, Lady Coco on TikTok. And then, my apologies. Our sister Arabi, their website, they have different books, whatever book you want. If you want it in Chi, you go to challenges, www.challengebookshop.com, and you will see all the different books that she sells. If you want it in Chi, you send her a text on Messenger or TikTok Arabi, and she should be able to get back to you. We have our sister our sister Belinda Ejale. She has an African store, BNB Caribbean African store in the Bronx, New York. So if you come from upstate or you travel to New York for a holiday in the Bronx, it's in the good neighborhood, right? Her place is located at 1163 Boston Road, Bronx, New York 104 56. So you go over there, you put it in your GPS, it will bring you directly there in a good neighborhood. So you should be able to go and buy the best African food to support our sister Belinda Ejare. We have Sister Aisha Ankra. She doesn't do programs, but she sells Juice Plus natural supplements. It helps you. I take the Omega. I've been taking the Omega. Nana Kwesi, can you pass me the Omega? Yeah. Thank you, sweetie. Is it there? Okay. Thank you. Yes. The Omega Juice Plus natural supplements, right? And it has 5 different omega. It has omega 3, omega 5, omega 6, omega 7, and omega 9. All of that, together. And it's all it's all plant-based omega supplements, right? I mean, I remember before I've been taking this since 2020. I started before I started taking it, I remember my energy used to be so low. It's a capsules, I take 2 a day. It's a capsules, right? I take 2 a day. I don't like drinking anything, but this one I take it. I remember prior to starting taking this, I used to have low energy in the morning. When my alarm goes on, I would just keep snoozing and stuff like that. It would take me a hard time for me to drag myself off the bed. But I don't even remember the last time I did that. When my alarm goes off, I give myself at least half an hour early before the time I normally pick up. I normally wake up, but I will get up anyway. But in awe, like, for people, because some people, when they do get up in the morning and the alarm goes off, they will get up, they will jerk up, and then they will get on their feet to start walking around. Please, if you do that, stop doing that. When you wake up in the morning, as to whether you're taking omega or not, please do not just get off your bed just like that and start walking around. Just get up. You can sit on your bed, push your feet hanging down on your bed to make sure the blood is circulating, right? Because sometimes, when you sleep, depending the position you put yourself in, some of the blood circulating in your legs, foot, may not be in the right place. You may be losing something, and you can fall and hurt yourself really badly. You can break your leg, you can hit your head, and you can pass out and stuff like that. I remember I have a scare at work, one of my former workplace. I was watching movies with a couple of the individuals with my partner. We were sitting in the living room, and when we were sitting, sometimes when I sit, I'll cross my legs, right? And as I'm talking to you guys, I'm sitting on my bed and I have my right leg. It's like I bent it over. I normally crisscross my leg. My left foot left leg is hanging down, but my right is like, it's not stretched out. I just bent it like that. So it's like, before I get up, when I finish, I'm just going to stretch out my legs. I'm not just going to get down. So I remember, like, I had my legs crossed for some time, a couple minutes to over an hour. And then I needed to use the restroom. So I didn't even think about it. I pushed my legs down and I got up. And the minute I got on my feet, I fell flat on the floor because my legs gave way. I couldn't feel my neck from my knee down. And at first I didn't know what was going on. So when my work partner came over to me, I was like, I cannot feel my legs from knee down. So he had me like lay down. I mean, they drove me to the emergency room. They ran some tests, they took some x-rays and stuff like that. And thank God there was nothing wrong. But because of the fall, I did sprain my right ankle and stuff like that. So we need to make sure that we take care. So each time you wake up in the morning, at least give yourself 5 minutes to sit down and relax your body. Make sure all the blood is circulating in the right places, and before you hurt yourself. So if you normally get up at 6:30 or 6 o'clock, set your alarm to 6:55. So you to 5:55. My apologies. So you have extra 5 minutes to uh, give yourself time before you start walking around. Anyway, back to the promo. So Sister Aisha, she sells Juice Plus natural supplement. They do have the family packages for children. They have the fruit blend. They have the berry. They have the vegetables, and then they have the omega. But the omega is normally for adults, right? Older ones. She also sell uh, what did it like kitchenware, like pot sets and plate sets. So if yours is like has gotten old, you need new ones. But if you purchase them and the shipment costs more than how much you're buying it, she would direct you to go elsewhere. She also sell Avon products. For the Avon products, you have to reside in UK in order for you to order from her. And then we have our sister, um, my, my sister, I should say, but most of us knows her as Mama Ya, Sister Ya for the Atubra. You know, her Facebook page is Auntie's Book Corner, and then her YouTube page is Auntie's Book Channel, right? She has written 6 books, and she does program every other Saturday on Facebook, and then the other Saturdays is on TikTok now, Arthur's Hub. She does it on TikToks, which is with her, myself, and Sisaya Boatma Boatin Russell. So our mission for the Authors Hub is to inspire and empower ourselves and each other. Yesterday we did emotional intelligence, and I hosted it. You know, sometimes she will host it, and other times I'll host it because we have to rotate. But she does more of the hosting most of the time. You're welcome, Sister Monique. She does most of the hosting. Yeah. But yesterday I did most of the questions, and I have we have Sister Monique who tuned in, and she also shared a lot of great insight, you know, the wisdom and everything. Like a lot of times, right? I mean, like things you don't know, learn. Even some when you know, listen to others also share their analysis and stuff, and you will truly, you know, have a clear picture of how sometimes we are oblivious to a lot of things. So we need to be mindful of that. And on Authors Hub on Saturdays, every other Saturdays, we come live at 10 a.m. MST time, and then 12 p.m. EST time. And then the other Saturdays that Sisaya do live video on Facebook, you know, is she comes live at 11 a.m. MST time and 1 p.m. EST time. Her books, you know, you guys can find that at Amazon. She has written 6 books. The first one is inspirational book is Reflection of My Thirsty Soul. The second book is my personal favorite. Um, it's my personal favorite, which is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. But I love all her books. The third book is Reflection of My Weary Soul. It's a devotional book. The fourth book is a #1 seller at Amazon. Own It, a guideline to taking accountability and responsibility of your own journey. The fifth book is My Unapologetic Self. The sixth book, I'm going to cheat because the sixth book, I have not familiar myself with it. If she's here, she will put it out for me to cheat from her. So let me go to her page and cheat from there. I have to. If I don't do that, then you know, I will mess up big time. Yeah. Okay, a call. Her sixth book is A Call to Prayer. Mhm. So if you do go to Amazon, you will get all her books. And then Sister Ya Boatim Russell, her first book, only book now, but more to come, is Echoes of Ya BBR Chronicles. You put in her name, it should pop up at Amazon. And my first book is about trauma, which is Unveiling My Life, a guideline to breaking free and reclaiming my life, is at Amazon also. I have some of my sisters, you know, and friends and families who have purchased it already. Thank you guys so very much. You do not know how much I appreciate your support and assistance. Okay. All right. All right. So follow Sister Ya for the Atubra, you know, like her page, You can subscribe her YouTube page as well. And she's on TikTok, she's known as Mama Ya. So you put in Mama Ya, she will pop up. And definitely she also, posts some nuggets on TikTok and also Facebook on her page and everything. So just look her up. We have Sister Awumre Kwa, lunchtime talk. She talk about life issues, trending issues, marriages. She also does, counseling and stuff. So you can also check her out. We have Sister Sika Educate. She does some educational program as well. We have a lot of other sisters on TikTok who does a lot of constructive educational program. I'm very selective on social media. So it's like, when I come live, I think about what I'm talking about is how is that going to benefit my kids, because my kids, they need to be able to get something out of it. And when I'm doing program, they hear what I'm talking about and everything. So I'm very considerate and particular on what I do talk about, and programs that I associate myself with. It's very, very important. So let me see. So for Samuel Koso, he's on TikTok. Please, you guys, follow him for me. So he should be able to come live on TikTok on his own. If you follow him, he will follow you as well. We appreciate that. Okay, so let me see. Today oh my gosh, I have talked so much today. I apologize for keeping you guys on so long. When Sister Monique came on, it was fire, 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 fire here. So when you get into like educative program and discussion, and good, we talking about a lot of important things. I don't want to just end it just like that. But talking about the childbirth, we did talk about a lot of things, but uh, by AI views, before childbirth, women may experience physical changes like a growing belly. We all know that hormonal fluctuations, fatigue, backache, and Braxton Hicks contractions. Emotionally, they may feel excitement, anxiety, and concern about labor and delivery. Man, labor is just crazy. During childbirth, women typically endure intense pain from uterine contraction, pressure in the pelvis area, potential tearing of the perineum, and the physical extortion of pushing the baby out. After birth, they may experience postpartum bleeding. Okay, after pain, physical discomfort from vagina tearing or a C-section incision, emotional changes like baby blues or postpartum depression, and significant bodily adjustment as their body recovers to its pre-pregnancy state. So a lot of sometimes, most times you hear some of our men talk about their wives not looking the same way that they used to. Y'all need to chill, and you need to be able to uh put yourself. I mean, you guys, men are men. They can never think like women, right? And they can never experience childbirth like women have to go through after 9 months of carrying children. So, as we mentioned earlier, Sister Monique also came and add on to it. Y'all need to treat your women, your baby mamas, your wives like queen, and we will treat you as kings. Okay. Um, you cannot expect your wife, your baby's mama, to raise you. Uh, Sister Adwoa, do you know Comfort College has remarried after his wife's death 2 years ago? Yes, I did. I saw that. Yes, you're very right, because she died at childbirth. Because we do have, some women during childbirth, they die sometimes with their children. She died with her child, right? Yeah, you just reminded me. Yes, it was very heartbreaking, because can you imagine getting pregnant and going to, it is the most excited day when a woman give birth, right? But for them not to ever be seen again, and the child also passing on, is just horrible and tragic. And then you have some, I said earlier, some will go blind, some will become cripple. Obi mu bubu gu hɔnom. Arabi shared that, she went to when she went to have her second child, there was a lady who, became, she became limp, right? So it's like, you guys, your words, words are very powerful. You have to be mindful of what you say to your child's mother, your wives, because our body goes through a lot of changes. We are womb man, right? So y'all need to learn better coping skills, how to treat your women and your children's mother like a queen. Okay, we all need to be pampered in everything that we do. It's not just about you, right? Marriage is not just about making the man happy. Everybody wants to be happy. Every one of us wants to be special. So the things that some of us go through is crazy. I remember, like, when I have my 16-year-old Nana Kwesi, I didn't plan to take epidural. Like, I asked for the IV, and I had to be induced for from Friday, and it was too much, and it got to the point I had to get the epidural, right? And after I had him, I started having some spasm in my back. Sometimes I will try to get up, and I will get stuck. It was just crazy. And the pain will come and go. And sometimes when I feel the pain, I will scream out of nowhere. So, it took a long time for me to be able to work on that and overcome that, because it's not easy at all. So, like, sometimes, being that our body goes through changes, some of us, when we become stressed, we gain weight. Some will lose weight, right? And it's different from every single one. How many husbands, how many babies' fathers will suggest to their woman, their child's mother, or their wives, honey, we're going to, register at the gym, and we're going to be working out twice a week, or we're going to be going for a walk. How many of you men do that? All right. So your complaint, it doesn't carry weight. Stop complaining and start dealing with your marital issues. Stop bickering and be faithful to your wives. And wives who are unfaithful, be faithful to your men, your husband, by talking through, having effective communication, being an active listener, be supportive to one another, compliment each other. If you no longer love your partner, just give her or him a divorce and walk away, because I don't think, everybody wants peace of mind. Well, those who have are critical thinker, are knowledgeable, are wise, with emotional intelligence. Most of us want peace of mind, happiness, and stuff like that. And Sister Monique talk about being single does not mean that people need to look down at you, because within our community and society, you have to be Mrs. for you to be respected. No, you can be single. Live your own time. Do not be pressured to do things that you don't want to do, or get into a marriage that is being in a tiger's den. Your happiness matters. Value yourself. So I'm gonna leave you guys here today. By the grace, I will see you guys next Saturday. Every now and then during the weekdays in the morning, I will pop up here and there, but I don't do it as often. If something pops up, I will just come for like half an hour, 45 minutes, or an hour. But like Saturdays, Sundays, I come through and I do mostly 2 hours, but today I overdid it. So until we meet again, everyone who gifted me one love, thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys, and God bless you wherever you took it from. God multiplies that trillion times for you. The kindness that you guys show me, those who share the program, thank you, love you guys. And those who tune in, those who contributed, much love to each and every one of you. Sister Monique, thank you very much for coming through. I appreciate you. If I did not acknowledge you by name, it's not intentional. And please forgive me. In due time, I will be able to get used to mentioning every single person's name. Sometimes when I get to tune into what I'm talking about, I miss here and there. And when you come through, but just say hello. Okay. Take care of yourself. You all have a blessed, safe week. Be safe. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.